Hi, Pisces. Hi, Pisces. Hi. I bought this jumper especially for this reading. Do you like it? So, Neptune goes direct on November the 30th. Finally. A lot of what was unclear, a lot of what you were really like, you know when you're just going along with stuff and you're not quite sure what you're doing, but you're just kind of going along with it, hoping that something good will turn out or something good will turn out. And I think, if anything, this Neptune retrograde has been really helpful because I think it's kind of really got you aligned with work and making money and just being about your own life, like doing what you want when you want, spending however much you want and not even really having to think twice about it. And it's been a run up to this. It's been a real build up to being in this place of freedom. And it is the end of the calendar year for sure. Not the zodiac year, the calendar year, but who really cares what time and day it is anyway? None of that shit really exists. So, Neptune goes direct. And it's a bit like, it's supposed to be one big confusion, one big illusionary thing, and if anything, it kind of made things really, really clear. You're in it for the money, you're in it for the comfort, you're in it for yourself, and you're in it to do it in a way that feels good to you. I said that, and as soon as I said that, I was like, oh my God, if anybody hears that, they're going to be like, what? But you know what? It's like, Pisces, we're the least self-serving of the zodiac, I believe. And you're kind of opposite Virgo for a reason, because you're both really about service and other people and how you can help. And I just think, like, this is it now, Pisces. It's about you, and you're helping yourself, and you want to do it for yourself. You want to make it for yourself. So you're not having to lean on anybody else, or you're not having to depend on anything else. It's just about how independent, and independence feels really good. These hopes, these dreams, these ambitions, these things that finally feel like they're moving along, like they're all happening, feel really liberating. And so even though Neptune retrograde turns direct, and this is a big deal for us, I think this might even be a minute to really just take a pause and reflect and look over just how much work has gone into this moment and how nothing really turns out as we imagined it. Like, of course not, but sometimes it exceeds our expectations. And when you're taken back by life, by just how great it's going, by just how grand it's been, just by how kind God has been, the universe has been, God has been, it feels really good. For Sagittarius season, I changed up the decks. I'd like to do that every so often. Right away, the Psychic Tarot by John Holland and Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman. There's this piece about December. There's this gratitude, there's this moment of just really being so truly in your own element. so truly about you, just so in it to win it, and just so happy to just be like, you know what, I know who I am. I've worked hard to get here. And excuse me if I feel good about myself, but I kind of really deserve this moment, and I deserve to be here. And so Pisces, if you spend December in that place, I think you'll find that there is really a lot that you magnetize towards you, because there's a lot of gratitude behind that, and that is graceful. That was pretty straightforward. Bottom of the deck, the 10 of Wands. You've reached the end, my love. It's time to start anew. Mercury has gone into Sagittarius. Conversation gets fun, flirty, frivolous. So for you, I have Pisces. I have the Devil card, Capricorn energy. I have the Ace of Pentacles. I have the 10 of Swords. I have the High Priestess. Beautiful. I have the 8 of Swords. And I have the Queen of Pentacles. Give me a second, Pisces. So, second. So, Pisces, I feel as if your money is very much, your money, your peace of mind is very much where your head's at in December. I feel like financial blessings, financial abundance, windfalls of money, generous donations, gifts, it's all coming through. And there's this element of being divinely orchestrated. It's this element of the universe, universe, providing the comfort, because there's this higher mission involved now, Pisces. I feel like there's this higher awareness, this higher calling, this higher study, this higher understanding. I think you are really quite about expansion and growth in the season of expansion and growth. I feel as if there's a lot of stuff that you've overcome, you've grown out of, and for sure there is this element of a new dawn and a new beginning. I just feel like a lot of what was satiating to you, 2021 kind of dragged you through some real heavy stuff. But it kind of like this Neptune retrograde, now pushing direct, it's about closing out certain chapters and certain cycles. And I do feel as if, Pisces, you are taking a lot of the lessons that you've learned, a lot of these life lessons, you know, these life lessons, these lessons that you can say that you've walked away from this year from. I do feel like a lot of this Neptune retrograde may have felt like you were stuck. Sorry, guys, just don't mind that. Flipping it, that went on for a minute, didn't it? So yeah. That feeling of being stuck, I do think a lot of it was self-inflicted. I do feel a lot of it was of your own making, and I do feel a lot of it was perhaps exaggerated, but I do feel like there was this need for protection and comfort. And sometimes when we're not careful, we do self-sabotage. Do you know what? I don't even see it as self-sabotage. I see it more as you needed to take a break away from society. You kind of needed to pull yourself away for a bit. And so in December, I think you may have to look at where it is that you deliberately hold yourself out or hold yourself back or get a bit paranoid or put yourself in a place where you are isolating yourself. Because I do feel like you can do one or two things here. You can either take that restless energy and you can turn it into study and then create power from it and get truly aligned with the nature of you. Or you can let it actually be worry, which is counterproductive. And it's just isolating, you know. And Pisces, you do have a really good way of doing that. But I think you've kind of got to wind a circle out on that, a chapter out on that. The devil energy, Capricorn energy. Your passion, your obsessions, they're kind of really directed towards what creates abundance for you. And I love that you're so about you now. December is massively abundant. There's a lot of finances that surround you. And of course, with money comes responsibilities. And the Ten of Wands is saying that there's a lot that you can take away from December. Stuff that's yours, stuff that you get to keep. Money, possessions, luxuries, life stuff. I think you can close out a chapter on poverty, that's for sure. Just by this reading, I think that's for sure. But I think December, this Neptune retrograde, the first month, the end of the year, the overthinking, the analysis paralysis, the potential of what could go wrong, how often that occupies your headspace, how often you think about that, you might really need to check yourself on. I think you need to close out a cycle where you might play the devil's advocate even, in your own life, where you might self-sabotage things for yourself. Toxic hooks, toxic bonds, it's draining. And I do feel like when you do get drained and you get overwhelmed, you might put yourself in this Eight of Swords place, where December really gives you the opportunity to perhaps operate from more this Queen of Pentacles and High Priestess place. There's a really heavy emphasis on you just wanting to, I was going to say the word growth. I was going to say exactly that word, growth. You just wanting to grow spiritually, religiously, or whatever it is. The other card that was turned upwards in the deck was impasse. I think you need to look at the things that stand in your way and how truly they do, if they do, or if it's just a bit illusionary, Neptune retrograde going direct. I think you'll find that a lot of the things that you felt you were blocked from or you couldn't do were really just you standing in your own way. Either way, things kind of get really open, and you might need to forgive a few people, and that might even mean you forgiving yourself. Even if people were standing in your way, Pisces, I don't think that's the case anymore, so get out of your own way. And a good way to do that is perhaps to forgive whoever you need to forgive. And you know what? Forgiveness is always about you. It's not about the other person. It's always about you. It's always for you. Isolation. It is time to step out of this isolation, Pisces. And the devil energy, I'm going to put that on top of the devil energy, because if you've been doing this 8 of Swords, if you've been doing this 8 of Swords, I'm sure you've been isolating yourself. And I'm sure where you might feel like, yeah, I do want to isolate myself because I want to focus on my money and my study and growth and my development. Yeah, fair enough. But I just think Sagittarius season, you've got to get out there. Soulmate card. Real heavy emphasis on meeting. Look, for me, the mutables are just patterns in a design, right? The duality of all of them is what makes them them. Because there's 2 of them, there's a polarity, so it's always changing. It's the mutability. It's just my logic. We come to Sagittarius season, half horse, half man. Half animal, half human. There's 2. And it's the dance between the 2. This month, there might be a dance between you and a soulmate. And I feel like with your high priestess energy, might even be a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus. I feel like you channeling into this high priestess energy, you being really about your abundance, you really being about your organization, the way you put yourself together, your growth, forgiving every matrixy hook, overcoming all of that, tunes you into this soulmate, this other person, this other part of your soul, the other part of you, your duality, the duality of the dance of your presence here. We're all here for love, ultimately. My personal belief is that we come here not only to worship God, but to find love. Be on that journey of love. It's just what I believe. Despondence. Don't wait too long, Pisces. Don't wait too long. Don't lose momentum. Perception. You might have to see things differently now that you are more aligned with your true happiness, which is your abundance, your freedom, and all the luxuries and joys that can afford you and bring you. You've changed. Your perception's changed. You're not who you were. It's difficult for you to fit into certain colouring lines like you did before. Transformation. Wow. Phoenix energy. You are changing, Pisces. And I really think you like who you're becoming. And I think you know that you can really take on a lot more than you thought you could. And you're actually growing at a rate that is even surprising you, I think. Oh my God, wow. Bottom of the deck, love begins. Virgo had this. Pisces, I think with the soulmate card and love begins. Passion ignited. Fertility, heart chakra, harmony. Pisces, what? Hold on 1 second. Soulmate, fertility, love begins. Hold on 1 minute. And light. Oh my God. Pisces, you're going to be illuminated this month. You're absolutely glowing. You're absolutely radiant. Some of you are pregnant. You're about to get pregnant. Some of you have recently come into the space where your heart chakra just cracked all the way open, and now you're exuding this energy, this life force, where passion is ignited, where you're in harmony, perfect harmony with your soulmate, where love has begun and it is luminous. You're luminous. Just like this, passion ignited. Oh my God, Pisces. Work on your chakras, work on yourself. Just really be. It's the art of being is what you're doing here. You're being content. You're being in your power. You're being in your abundance, in your creative energy. Your heart is open. And so love begins, and it's so passionate and harmonious. And there's this fertility because you're creating, and you're creating from the heart. You've changed, Pisces, so much. Collect your wins. You end this year right on top. Pisces, wow. If you would like to book a reading, visit rubyreadstarot.com. Have a beautiful December, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. All of my love to you. I'm I'm speechless right now. There's a lot of love here. Have a beautiful December. Take care.